as much as it may irritate some people that are currently living in Ghana, you have to welcome change.
Yeah.
And that's the world over, you have to welcome change.
I'm going back to where I belong. You're the reason why I'm singing this song. Boy, I did you no wrong, but you broke my heart. I'm going back to...
Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. I'm Yaba and we are Ghana bound. Today I'm at the amazing Hangout, The Hangout. If you haven't been here already guys, you have to come and check out this place. Today I'm with Leticia. So Leticia has been coming and going to Ghana forever, and it'd be really great to hear about your experiences here.
Yeah.
And yes, let's do this.
Yeah, so I am a Ghanaian. My mum's from Winneba, my dad's from Cape Coast, and so coming here from quite a young age, it hasn't been like so overwhelming for me as I've gotten older to be in Ghana. It's been quite natural, quite normal. But it's just been nice, like over the years, to see how like the developments within the country, I'd say.
I'll be asking you that actually later. To see
Okay.
how you found the changes.
Yeah.
Especially for those of you as well who have been coming and going for years, and also for those maybe who haven't been for like 10 or 15 years.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of differences in Ghana now.
A lot of change.
Yeah. So you come and go how often? How often do you reckon you're in and out of Ghana?
I'd say so when I was like younger, coming with my mum, it was probably like most like summer holidays. Okay, we're off, which was great. It was a nice change to be away from my friends and to see a different environment. But now as I've gotten older, I would say, more Christmases. I've been coming just to escape the cold and the snow, and yeah, it's just been a different vibe when you come here. So yeah, I'd say more Christmases.
One thing is like, you know, when we were all kids and some of us, it was like, if you misbehave, I'm sending you to Ghana. What was your guys' experience like? Like, how did your parents talk about Ghana when you were kids?
To be honest, like it was never a punishment because it was kind of like, oh, some holidays, we're off on a plane and we're gonna go. So for me, it was never like a place of punishment. It was just more so, oh, I'm gonna see my cousins, we're gonna play out in the sun. So yeah, it was not. For some of my other cousins, I remember like one of them from New York had got into this gang life and all sorts of craziness. So he got sent here for like a good 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
And when he went back to New York, he definitely shaped up.
So it made a difference,
Oh
right?
yeah,
So
it's definitely beneficial. But for me, I saw it more of a good thing. It was like a nice getaway. Yeah. I'm not going to say it's all roses because no, I've had my fair share of irritations, shall I say. In London, I drive everywhere. Like I'm just glued to my car just to, like for mobility. But I'd say here, I definitely think the roads are Italian.
to say the least.
There's a lot going on, and I just feel like if you can drive in Ghana, you can actually drive anywhere. Like I'm taking my hat off to you because I've watched my sister manoeuvre, I've watched friends and you manoeuvre, and I'm like, wow, you've really got it down. So I think it's something I could get around if I just have to put on the right mindset.
It took me 4 months to
that's
get
not
in the
bad.
car and drive.
Yeah.
So it was definitely like one of those things that you have to get your mindset, like you said, right, because driving here is.
Yeah, I just feel just for the fact of like the speed, people go very fast to me.
Yeah.
And just constant things going. One of the things that was a bit disheartening was one time I went to hairdressers and she didn't know that I could actually understand the language.
Yeah.
And so she was kind of talking over me like, oh yeah, well we're going to charge her more because her hair's natural.
She said that.
She said it, and my cousin was with me at the time, and she was like, oh, you do know she can understand the language. And she was like, oh, sorry, oh, madam, I'm so sorry to that. And it's like, well, I've heard you now, I kind of killed the vibe.
Yeah.
So yeah, times like that, it can be disheartening that, you know, you're kind of judged off like the way you look and the way you speak. So that can obviously be disheartening at times. But my hair did look very good by the end of it. So.
Yeah, which is what,
That's the
but
best part.
the good thing is that you heard her say it, because I know a lot of us, we know that happens.
Yeah.
Whether you hear someone say it or not, it does happen. There's always I call it the Abuchi tax. Like we get a tax on our heads just for looking, like knowing that we've lived outside for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But it's something that I'm seeing improvements on having lived here. But it's also something that like me and like my husband are being hard on. We know they're taxing us. We're like, no, we're not calling that, we're not accepting that.
Yeah.
But that's partly because we're now here.
Yes.
So a lot of the places are regular spots.
Right.
But would you say that when you come on holiday, do you fight it or do you like whatever?
I don't know.
How do you handle it?
It's an odd one because to an extent, if you keep taking all my money, how am I going to have any to give? So I do to an extent speak up because you know, the more you don't, it will continue, and then it will just be a bad kind of sour taste in other people's mouth, and it's not nice. So yeah, to be honest, more times than not, yeah, I do speak up.
Speak up about it. I think that's the best way, because otherwise it'll just keep happening.
This is it.
And happening.
And it's draining. Yeah, like the road sometimes. You know, you could be on a really nice, smooth ride, and then you're trying to get to your side road, and you're kind of bobbling and bumping along the place. And yeah, that's quite a situation. But that's something you pray will improve in time.
Yeah.
But it is. It's not great for your tyres, suspension, life.
Well, the fact that you've been coming for a long time now,
Yeah.
what changes have you seen over the years here in Accra? Not even just Accra, because you go all around Ghana.
Yeah. So I would say the airport is looking pretty amazing. So that is good. And yeah, just in general, like as much as I just complained about the bumpy roads, in general the roads are improving. I would say so. And then like even last week when I was out in Winneba, I can see the area's becoming a lot more like built up. And it's just looking better in general. And then obviously the Uber system, which I do use, just makes me feel a lot safer, because I just feel like I can, you know, be on the map and I see where we're navigating to and such. So yeah, I'd say that's definitely been a plus.
Yeah. It's helped. It helped when we came to. Also having maps, Google Maps, means that you can just at least when you're in the middle of nowhere, you can find your way at least with Google Maps.
And then we was even out the other night, I think it was going to Area Bar or somewhere, and it was like just the amount of police checks just to get there. As much as it was annoying the driver, I thought, okay, well this is something, because more police checks just meant there's a more element of safety. So that's something I've definitely noticed more going around town. There's a lot more police stops. But it's nice in the sense of, I definitely say I see more foreigners that are coming to the country. So that may have its challenges for the people who already live here, I would say. Because I did, you know, overhear a conversation the other day about some women complaining about God knows what, but I knew it was about foreign people. So I think there may be irritation to some people about the influx. But I think that happens everywhere, even in London. Like sometimes people are like, oh my God, tourists walk so slowly. So I think anywhere that you get an influx of different types of people, complaints may arise.
This is good though. This is a really good conversation topic, because there is a big influx now, isn't there, of diasporans, or even other people that are not in the diaspora but that are coming to Ghana, and particularly Accra as well.
Absolutely.
So do you think that it's having a negative or positive effect? Now that you've seen it over the years, you've been coming when Accra Mall wasn't even
literally
a thing.
It wasn't even
that was
there.
the only place at one time that there was to go.
Yeah, and now there's like so many more places. But I'd say, I think once again it comes with its pluses, because with all these influx of foreign people comes the influx of currency and money too, and every country needs more money to flourish. So, you know, as much as it may irritate some people that are currently living in Ghana, you have to welcome change. And that's the world over, you have to welcome change.
There's also so much more to do.
Yeah.
It's like, I think because there are a mix of cultures that have come from outside in, you'll be able to get Italian restaurants, you know, you'll be able to, if you're from different countries, suddenly you can see those restaurants coming up, there's spots, there's bars. And I love that. I think it gives variety.
It gives variety and flavour, and it's true. But I just think with that, they have to just be careful that they don't, you know, price things that you're pricing out the people who are really off the country. Absolutely. That's the only thing I would say. Because, you know, sometimes you're going to buy a Snickers, and the Snickers I'm used to paying probably 80p for, I'm paying nearly £2.50 for that Snickers. And for me, that's a slight irritation. But also living here, why would they want to pay such a price for it?
Let's talk about the cost. Let's talk about
and how it's rising. One of my friends said there was meant to be their rent is going up in price. But then I have to be honest that when I was in London, my friends also complained about, oh my God, the price of my rent is going up. So I feel like as much as we're saying, you know, Ghana's increasing price and things getting super expensive, we have to also take into account it's becoming a world issue. As much as rents are rising here, there's an influx in the rents in America too. So, you know, it's very frustrating. Yes, that people's money's not going as far as it once did, but that's just something I think the world is putting on us. And we now have to stand up to the challenge.
That's it, and it's not really something we can go like hide from, regardless of where you live in the world.
This is
we're
what
going to face it.
It is at this point,
So it's tough everywhere. Choose your tough.
That's it.
You've chosen your tough, and you've chosen Ghana for a little while.
I've taken because I just feel like at times, for me, when I can't breathe, I feel like there's something has to give, and you know I have got responsibility and a lot of things weighing on me that I have to make sure things flow smoothly. So for me, if I feel like I need to make a change, to be that location, environment, then I do that. I do that. And I think a lot of people need to listen to their mental health. You know, if something is telling you, make that change. Not just in location, just maybe in your daily routine, then you have to act on that. Because, because if you don't, you'll just implode. So, so I tried to listen to my inner voice, and I thought,
And it brought you here. And I love that, because as much as we talked about challenges at first, this is where you decided to come, to have that healing moment for yourself. Not to come home, but to come to Ghana. And it's, again, in spite of the challenges, do you find that Ghana helps with mental health for you?
Yeah, I would say so. Because even like at some point last week, I just took a day on the beach, and just to like have the refreshing water around, and just to see the scenery. You know, it's very uplifting. Opposed to waking up on a rainy Sunday and the skies are grey, and you're like, oh my god. So you know, it is good for the soul. It's been good for my soul for sure. And then hopefully, when you do go back, if and when you choose to go back, you're rejuvenated and you're ready to go again and move forward. Like, I am someone who does try to plan ahead and think forward. So I knew, okay, I need to go for a significant amount of time. What am I going to put into place? Then I started to, look into different educational facilities. And then I started to look into, where I would stay. Because for such a certain amount of time, you need to be comfortable in your setting. Yeah. So I just started to look at, what was in the budget, what's the surroundings like, how close are amenities, because you really don't want to be trawling up and down to find things. So it's very important to look into amenities, how close are things, just the area in general, what does it offer. So I just started to do my research. I'm just avid, like if I'm with anything, when I want a new car, I'm on Auto Trader, you can't get me off it, and I'm looking for what I need. Hence, same with travelling, I'll be looking for the best flights, accommodation. And you just have to do that, because the worst thing you can do is get to a location and you're uncomfortable. Then you're like, oh God, why did I leave right?
This is interesting though, because you've got family here, you're Ghanaian, you've been coming and going for years, and still you took the time to find accommodation. Because it's not necessarily everyone who's coming that will stay in the family house.
Right.
And that's what the point I'm trying to make. Also, some people are coming and they're not Ghanaian, they haven't got family here. So it's like, they always assume, everyone else lives and stays with family. But
even sometimes you want to breathe it from them too. And you want to go over and visit auntie and then leave back to your quiet abode. So I think there's so much out there now that you can find properties to look into, and just check the price and then what's on offer. The internet can only tell you so much. I think it's very important that you actually go to a place and very much see it for yourself, because a lot of places can sell themselves to you as one place, but there's something like different. I remember when one of my cousins first came to London, and she was actually shocked to see that there's white people that live on the streets. She's like, oh my God,
like, you mean homeless?
Homeless, shall I say? And I was like, yes, in London we do have homeless people too. And so this is the thing, like, you sometimes get sold an image. So once she touched down, she saw a whole new theme, and that's the same as me. Like, I can watch so many African movies and Hollywood and this and that, but until you actually get to the place, you can never fully grasp what's what.
And don't listen to the media. Like you said, it's marketing.
It's all
a place can market itself and show you literally this little bit is perfect. And you don't see anything else around.
This is it. So it's very good and important to kind of see for yourself and touch the soil and see what's what.
What about Ghana makes you want to come back?
Okay, that's an interesting point, because as you said, like, I have been to Spain and Paris and such, and I've had a great time, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, when you've had so much of Europe in your life, you kind of want something different. And I felt like, you can plug more money into going to these countries, which I do, but then I could also plug more money into the country I'm actually of origin, like my parents. So I thought, like, the amount of money I spend when I do go to Spain or wherever, in Barcelona, why not take some of that to Ghana? And guess what, when I started to come, I was like, oh my God, I have loads of fun here. So it's not just that I'm spending my money and time and resources here, it's actually, I'm actually enjoying my time out here as well. So it's just a win-win, really.
Guys, if you haven't already, please comment below, and it's good to keep the discussion going as well. What have been some of your experiences when you've been coming and going to Ghana? And also, for those who've never been here, what kind of questions would you have for me or Leticia? So write them in the comments below. And if you haven't already, please subscribe in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the family, and see you in the next one. Bye.